How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
You've no doubt heard the Sheepdogs from time to time on your favorite radio station. They're from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, write catchy as hell songs, and are good guys to boot. They've had good success over the years. 3 Juno Awards in 2012. Rock Album of the Year, Best New Group, and Single of the Year. You'll remember their song Feelin' Good was used in a montage of the women's hockey final at the 2014 Winter Olympics. Pretty cool feeling for the band, I bet. Infamously, the Sheepdogs are the first indie band ever to be featured on the cover of Rolling Stone on the cover of the Rolling Stone, the little Canadian engine that could. Over 20 years as a band, multi-platinum album sales, and when their singer Ewan Currie was a guest, he talked about being born in Australia and getting back there to visit his mom and friends from time to time. He shared the grind of what it's like to be in a touring band. We talked about being indie and what it takes to make it. Binge watching shows came up. So did legalized marijuana. And Ewan talked about whether he limits what he listens to while recording an album to lessen the influence. You know what I mean? Listen to this.
That's an interesting question. I've heard comedians say that they do that with, stand up so they don't, steal any jokes or anything. But I don't know, man. I really believe in borrowing from, being influenced, by music, and I kind of live a life immersed in music. I don't really, I don't think too structured in terms of okay, I'm making a record. I can't listen to, X, Y, and Z right now. Mm-hmm. So, I just kind of try to live my regular life, even though I might be making a record at the time. I might put on a favorite record at home or walking around town, have my earbuds in, listening to something. So nothing too set,
Listen to This on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC-approved repair shop. Visit them on Facebook and Twitter at Tedco RV Supplies.
American history is full of infamous tales that continue to captivate audiences decades or even hundreds of years after they happened. On the Infamous America podcast, you'll hear the true stories of the Salem witch trials and the escape attempts from Alcatraz, of bank robbers like John Dillinger and Pretty Boy Floyd, of killers like Lizzie Borden and Charles Starkweather, of mysteries like the Black Dahlia and D.B. Cooper, and of events that inspired movies like Goodfellas, Killers of the Flower Moon, Zodiac, 8 Men Out, and many more. I'm Chris Wimmer. Join me as we crisscross the country from the Miami drug wars and Dixie Mafia in the South, to mobsters in Chicago and New York, to arsonists, kidnappers, and killers in California, to unsolved mysteries in the heartland and in remote corners of Alaska. Every episode features narrative writing and cinematic music, and there are hundreds of episodes available to binge. Find Infamous America wherever you get your podcasts. The Old West is an iconic period of American history and full of legendary figures whose names still resonate today, like Jesse James, Billy the Kid, and Butch and Sundance, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, and Geronimo, Wyatt Earp, Bat Masterson, and Bass Reeves, Buffalo Bill Cody, Wild Bill Hickok, the Texas Rangers, and many more. Hear all their stories on the Legends of the Old West podcast. We'll take you to Tombstone, Deadwood, and Dodge City, to the plains, mountains, and deserts for battles between the U.S. Army and Native American warriors, to dark corners for the disaster of the Donner Party, and shining summits for achievements like the Transcontinental Railroad. We'll go back to the earliest days of explorers and mountain men, and head up through notorious Pinkerton agents and gunmen like Tom Horn. Every episode features narrative writing and cinematic music, and there are hundreds of episodes available to binge. I'm Chris Wimmer. Find Legends of the Old West wherever you're listening now.
Can you actually change your personality if you want to? How does peer pressure work, and why is it so powerful? Should you ever really trust your gut when you make a big decision? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and each episode of Something You Should Know covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. You'll discover things you can use in your life today, right now, like how to have a great conversation, how to be more courageous, the anatomy of the perfect apology, and much, much more. To date, there are over 1,000 episodes of Something You Should Know, and we've gotten over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know. Look for the bright yellow light bulb on the blue background. Something You Should Know, wherever you listen to podcasts.